Hi guys, thank you for watching. Welcome to this video and to my channel if you're new here. So for today's video I just thought I'd do a little bit of a chatty get ready with me. I've got some new makeup to play with and then some older things that I just want to give a bit more love to in my collection. So no specific kind of tutorial going on. I'm not really going to be talking so much about the products. I'm just going to be having a bit of a play with them and just talk about my feelings about being on YouTube really, because it's been a year. So it's hard to believe it's coming up for a year, 2 more days and it will be a year since I posted my very first video, which was my Urban Decay eyeshadow palette collection. So time has flown. I just cannot believe that I'm sitting here saying that it was a year ago that I filmed that video. It's insane to me. But yeah, I'm going to do a full face of makeup, which is why I'm barefaced right now. So I'm going to be using some products that I don't use quite so much on camera, as I say, and then I've got some new things. I've got the Sugarpill Mini palette, which I have used once, filmed it, and the footage had terrible white balance and I looked like I'd been tangoed, so I couldn't put the video up, so I deleted the footage for that. So I want to play with that again. I've also got this, the 35i Icy Fantasy palette by Morphe. And at the same time as I ordered that, I also ordered a Bronzer from them, which is their contour sort of bronzer hybrid thing. And I've also got the Sahara Blush Volume 2 to play with, and I thought I'd use that for my blush and highlight. So got a few bits to play with. I haven't really got anything new for a base, so I'm going to do that with you on camera while I'm chatting to you. But I'm going to be using the Lottie London All About That base, which is a stick foundation, which I find stick foundations a little bit tricky on me. I've got to moisturise well, so I've moisturised just with my normal Lancome moisturiser that I use, and I'm going to go in over that, blend that out, and I've got a concealer I've had for a long time. I need to try some more concealers, but it's the only one I now own, so it's the Revolution Conceal and Define. So I'm going to start with doing that, and I'll scoot you in and just have a little chat with you guys really. So this foundation, I picked it up in our local Superdrug. I don't know if it's still available anywhere, because I think Superdrug have stopped doing Lottie London, but it isn't bad. It's like, cost me £2 in the bargain bin, and it's actually quite good. It's probably not my best colour, like it's proper light, and it's a little bit too yellow toned. I think I'm quite cool toned really, but I've never really understood the whole tone thing. But when it's blended out, it doesn't look too bad. It's quite a nice consistency though. It feels nice on the skin. I have a feeling it would probably blend out way better if you used a sponge, but just, oh, the whole thing about sponges just sitting there with your foundation on them and not being able to clean them, and I just don't like sponges for that reason. So we're going to be using a buffing brush, which is one from Sigma that I'm using here. But yeah, so today is Sunday and we've had the worst couple of weekends of weather that I can remember in terms of storms and wind and whatnot for years, I would say. Probably, that's what they said in the news, 7 years. So if any of my videos that went up during the previous week to this, you could hear the wind, and I'm sure you could. That's why, because my filming room is in the kind of eaves of the house, so you really hear it up here. This foundation blends in nicely, but it doesn't give very much coverage, so we might need another layer, because I really want to try and cover my freckles as much as I can, those dreaded freckles. So whilst I'm blending that out, so my channel then, so I'm kind of a bit lost with my channel at the moment. I don't really know where I'm going with it, or I do want to continue it. I do love doing it, but I kind of feel like I haven't achieved my goal, and I think whenever you set a goal, it's a good thing to have goals, but when you don't reach them, it kind of feels like a bit of failure. So kind of feeling like, you know, am I doing what people want to see? What am I kind of not doing? And I felt like that at the beginning of the year, but I still feel that way, but probably more so because I haven't really grown much at all this year, despite kind of trying to be really consistent, which I do, and answering all the comments, which I love to do, but you know, just doing all the things I know are the right things to do. It's just so hard to grow a following now, I think, on YouTube, and I film all weekend pretty much, so I sacrifice any time that I might have to do anything to do this, because I believe, and if you want something, you've got to work at it. You know, nothing's going to just land in your lap, but I kind of feel like I just need some boost now to just sort of let me know I'm on the right track, and it's just like, it's just not happening for me really. Like when I started my channel, I was getting quite a lot of offers to collab with other creators, and that, unless I reach out to other people, that never happens now really. I don't know, I'm just feeling a little bit about my channel, but I love talking to you guys in the comments, and you always make me feel like my channel's adding value. So, you know, don't take this the wrong way at all, you know, because you guys are so lovely to me, and I just really love reading the comments, and I try to reply as quickly as I can. Sometimes with work and whatever, and in the week I just get so tired. I'm old, you know, I'm getting on a bit. I get home from work and I'm just like, oh, I just want to do something else other than YouTube, and I just kind of slump really and fall asleep on the sofa. So I really need to stop doing that, because I could probably get a lot more content done if I did it after work. But I'm up at 5 in the morning and tend to leave for work these days at 6 to avoid the traffic, and I'm home probably by about 5, but to go to bed about 8:30, 9 o'clock. So I really need to kind of find a bit more balance. But yesterday I watched a new series on Netflix, and I really enjoyed doing that. And I just need to get some powder. I'm just using the Glow powder by Laura Mercier. I love this powder. It just gives you that glow on your face that most powders don't have, but without like making you too shiny. So you feel like you still set your makeup down. I just really like it. I like it more than I like the matte translucent one in a way. But it has got quite a dark colour to it, but it will probably help because that foundation was a bit too light for me, I think. And by the time we're done, I'll look about the right colour, I'm hoping. But yeah, last night I was watching this new series that I found on there. Don't know how new it is, but I found it new. Called Spinning Out, and I love ice skating, and it was just so good to watch. It was so interesting. Like, I don't know, you're invested in the characters, because one of the characters has got lots of drama going on in her life, but she's an amazing skater, so she's like the main character that we're following. I just really enjoyed it, and I thought, I just don't do things like that anymore. I don't read books anymore. I've literally just devoted everything I've got to YouTube, apart from going to work, really. So I don't know, I love doing it, and I feel such a sense of achievement every time I've filmed a video, edited it, and I think it's good. And then when I put it out and it gets like, say, 50 views, I'm like, that took me like 7-8 hours to make and it got 50 views. And I'm like, I'm doing something wrong. I know I'm doing something wrong, and I just can't crack it. So I just don't know, guys, how long I'm going to keep doing it. That's what I'm trying to say, how I'm feeling right now. But maybe I'll just upload once a week from now on for a while, just see how I feel, because I don't think uploading lots compared to uploading not a lot is really making an awful lot of difference to anybody. I mean, I don't know, but I know, you know, you guys love to see the videos. I've got a hardcore following of people that are always there for me, and I'm so appreciative of you. And I see the same when I see the same names in the comments, it really cheers me up and spurs me on. But I think it's just internally, I just feel like it's something else I'm not that great at and I'm not doing well at. So for example, I used to run, and I always wanted to be able to run a marathon, and I did a half marathon. It's a long time ago now. It's like 6-7 years, probably a little bit longer ago. Might even be 10 years ago now, because time just goes so quickly. And then now I can't run anymore because of every time I do, I keep getting injured. I feel like I kind of failed at that, and I never managed to get anywhere and do that. I don't know, everything I pick up, I feel like I want to achieve something from it. Does that make sense? Is anyone else like that? Like, I can't do things for a hobby just for the fun of doing it. I want to see like an end point to it, like what I've achieved from it. And I guess one thing I have achieved from it really is a skill, because I've learned how to edit, and that's been great, and it's brought me out of my shell. Like, I was the person that would watch videos, and I've watched some people that I've been watching for 3-4 years and only just started to comment now. I was that person that just watches but thought nobody would want to know what I've got to say, so I just wouldn't like leave a comment at all. So it has made me sort of realise how much from the other side of the fence it is nice to have those comments. It's brought me out of my shell, and I've met some amazing people, both, you know, not physically met, but, you know, in the virtual sense by doing this, and also, you know, both creators and subscribers. So I've gained from that point of view, but I just want to feel like I've got some success from doing this and that I'm moving in the right direction. I think progress is slow. I think that's just how it is, and maybe I shouldn't put so much sort of stock by that, and just, you know, just appreciate it for what it is. And this is my journey on YouTube, and maybe I'll never get the 1,000 that I set myself my goal to get. Maybe I'll never do it. And from doing the videos that I want to make and not chasing that kind of dream of being successful, because I don't even think 1,000's like, you know, it's nothing really, is it? And, you know, in the scheme of things, like, there's people with 20, 30,000 or 100,000 or 1 million out there, and you know, and 1,000 is a drop in the ocean for them. But to me, I'd feel like, I said this in my video in January, that I'd feel like a real YouTuber then, and I just don't. So I don't know. I don't feel at this point that too many people would miss me if I wasn't doing it anymore. So, oh, it's turned into a pity party, this. But that's just kind of how I'm feeling. I've always wanted to be honest with you guys. So I've done my contour with the Contour Book 1 by Lunatic Cosmetics Labs. I'm going to go in with this bronzer, and it's in the shade of Frenemy, and it looks hella dark. When I ordered it, it was the lightest one on the website. So what I'm going to do is kind of mix the two shades and not put too much on my brush, and see, probably try and stay a little bit more in the lighter side. Oh, it's quite orange. God, it's just gusted the worst wind out there. I hate it. So I'm worried the fence is going to go over. It scares me. I think it's okay. It's a little bit too warm for my preference for a bronzer. But the sort of glowy side, which is what I'm using, is better than the matte side. I think the matte's supposed to be the contour, and then the other side is like a glowy blush. But yeah, I definitely look a little bit too bronzed. But that's okay. We can pretend it's summer coming, because I think that's the other thing actually. It's just relentlessly been miserable out there. It's like, it's been raining, it's been blowing 60, 70 mile an hour winds. I've not gone out. So really it's just been work and YouTube, because not wanting to even leave the house to go for a walk. And I think just getting some exercise just makes you feel so much better. Okay, I've got nothing new for brows, so it's going to be the Infinity palette by Linda Hallberg. I won't really want to use anything else because I really like this. I think maybe another thing that's not been making me feel too great, and I know this is true of me, when I buy new makeup I feel so much happier, and I've just had no money to do it. I've been paying for holidays and just getting over Christmas really, and so we've had to be ultra careful with everything that we're buying to make sure I'm going to have enough, because I'm going to Vegas in 10 weeks time. I've had to pay for that 2 weeks ago, and then when I come back from Vegas I've got 2 weeks back at home, and then I go on a cruise with my mum, and I've got to pay her back, which she's paid the bill and I didn't have the money to pay her, so I felt really bad about that. I've just been to see her today, so I just feel if I had any spare cash I can't spend it on makeup really. So I've bought the odd thing, but there's new things coming out that I'm having to talk myself out of. Like, for example, you guys, if you've been here for any length of time, will know that I collect the Urban Decay releases, or the colourful ones anyway, and the Wired palette has come out, and I really, really wanted to get it, but I just can't justify spending £39 on a palette when that will take me £39 further away from the money I need for other things. So I'm not going to be able to get it, and it's limited edition, so it's making me a bit sad if I don't manage to get it, but we will see. Maybe once I've kind of paid off the holidays, if it's still available, or if it goes down in the sale. I mean, I don't need it because I'm sure but it's very similar to the electric palette which I own. But I still want it because it's that completionist in me. But you know that buzz you get? Do you guys have the same? You buy something and you just feel like excited about it and that everything's new. I haven't had that feeling for a while, and I think that definitely affects my mental state. I like buying new things. I know this about myself, and it cheers me up. So, and going places and doing things, and I've not done that because obviously it's January and February and nobody really goes anywhere. Certainly not in this weather anyway. So no, I think I'll probably feel a lot better once it sort of gets lighter nights, better weather. Gonna start walking again a lot more. I walk at lunchtimes with a couple of friends, but I want to start walking say 4 or 5 miles in the evening as well, just getting out of my funk that I'm currently in. But obviously that will mean the more things like that I do, the less YouTube I'm going to be doing, which probably might be a good thing for me personally, to just get myself feeling a bit more like me. Have been going swimming though. That's been going really well. I love swimming and I don't tend to ever get injured doing that, so that's good. So, and it's relaxing. I don't feel like it's a chore to go. So I go generally on a Monday or Wednesday, or sometimes both. Definitely a Monday, because Monday's sucked, don't they? You're back to work after the weekend and whatever, so it's just something to cheer you up a little bit. So brows are on, but looking kind of a little bit more large and in charge than I normally do. I'm starting to really get into a bit more fluffier, kind of bigger brows though, particularly since I started using powder on my brows. Yeah, I don't think they look too bad. It's quite a good brow day. That one's higher than that one, but that always happens every time. See if we can fix that before I move on. Yeah, those high winds last weekend. I've talked on my channel about Rushden Lakes that we go to, which is the shopping centre next to the lake, which is about a mile from my house. It's got a multiplex there, and that's another thing we like doing, is going to that multiplex, but it's shut for the foreseeable future because of the wind damage. So I don't know, I just feel like everything I want to do, I can't do at the moment. It's just oh, honestly, if you come here to be cheered up, it's not going to happen. But I always want to be real with you guys. I always want to tell you how I'm feeling, because I think that's important as well. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately for people that are very honest, like the Approachable podcast with Samantha Ravindal and her friend Alyssa. They keep it real, they talk about when they're feeling great, when they're not, and all this. And I think it's good so that we know that not everything is wonderful in everyone's lives all the time, and you don't have to have a reason to not be feeling the greatest as such. But there's nothing wrong, I'm just in a bit of a funk, that's all. Just feeling a bit lonely, a bit miserable. By the way, thank you for anyone that left me some questions for a Q&A. I got multiple questions from 2 of you, but that's all I got, so don't feel I had enough to film this video as a Q&A, and I probably will do a Q&A at some point, but I thought I'll wait and I'll save up those questions until I've got enough. So hopefully one day, you never know, I might have enough subscribers to get enough questions to fill a Q&A. That's what I'm hoping. Okay, so I'm going to use this Saharan blush palette, and I want to go in the sort of purpley zone. I think I'm going to go for these 2 colours. They look hella dark, but this is the darker of the 2 palettes. I bought both palettes, but the other one I'll have to use as eyeshadow. But this one's meant for lighter to medium skin tones. But I do like the look of that purpley blush, so I think I'm going to give that a go. You see, I'll start to... Ooh, blimey, that is pretty pigmented. I start to cheer up as soon as I'm talking about makeup. Did you notice? That's me, you see, that's what I'm interested in. And maybe I will stop until my birthday. My birthday is in March and I've got a week off then, and I might be able to have a rethink on my channel between now and then and decide if I want to film. Last year when I had a week off in March, I spent the whole week being a full-time YouTuber and I loved it. So maybe if I've got the time to do it and I've got more energy, then I would enjoy it more. Right, we're going to use this Azoba shade and see how crazy that might look over the top of all of these cheap products we've got going on. And it is a really beautiful shade. I want to use it as like a kind of blush topper as such, and I think that could look pretty. Not as sparkly as I was kind of expecting. It's got a bit of a goldy sheen. I think it is too dark for me actually. Yeah, that's way too gold, I think. I'm going to try and rescue it with a bit of Milky Way from the Linda Hallberg Infinity palette, because that's very icy, so I think that might help just tone things down just a tad. One thing I am excited about is the new Jeffree Star release, but for the first time in a long time I probably won't get it on release day because I can't afford it. So let's hope it doesn't sell out. But I've seen a lot of people's comments about it not being as purple as they perhaps were hoping, so maybe that means people won't buy it so quickly. But I'm literally going to have to wait probably until March payday, so probably another 5-6 weeks I think to pick that up, if it's available then. I think that's helped just to tone down the gold just a little bit. I'm going to be going in with pastels, so definitely the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk is required, I think. And I've been watching a video today on the Morphe 35i, which if I was going to do a review of the palette I would not have watched, but because I'm not really planning to review it because I'm too late to the game. I've had it a little while, I just haven't got around to it. I think that's another thing. You know, I buy things and I get them on release and pay top dollar for them, and then I just don't either feel like filming with them or don't get around to it in time to actually make it worthwhile to do so. But anyway, I digress. So I was watching this video today, Makeup Mouse, Heather Morehouse, and I do love her channel and she's super honest, and I really hold a lot of stock by her opinion because she likes very similar kinds of shadows to me. Like she loves Sugarpill, for example, and thinks they're amazing. So, you know, she's mentioned a few products that I like, so I know she likes similar, and she's so like beyond talented as well, and she was struggling to make this Morphe 35i work, so I'm super nervous to use it now. So I think she didn't use a white grippy base, she just used a concealer, or can't remember what she used now, but I thought I'm definitely going to use a white base, having seen the trouble that she was having. I think I want to use maybe that colour, what is it, Cheat Code. I think I want to use Cheat Code in my look, probably both of the greens, or maybe even that row. And then I'm going to take some of the shimmers from the Icy Fantasy, because there's some beautiful green shimmers in there, and I want to do something green because I've got a greeny lipstick that I'm really wanting to test out. I think we're going to go for a bit of a wing out shape here. I think one thing, if I do carry on with my channel, that probably will do, is more videos like this, because this is the sort of video I feel like, maybe not so depressing as this one, but you know, like I like doing content where I'm not reviewing stuff, to be honest with you. I don't think I'm the best reviewer, even if I got the products like straight away and whatnot and had the time to do it. Like running through shades, swatching them and don't like swatching, just all of that just doesn't really interest me. What interests me is the creative side. So, and I think that's another thing that's kind of a bit of an issue really, isn't it? Because nobody wants to watch tutorials really anymore. And I see this from my analytics, that like the video I did on the eyeshadow palette collection, I mean, wow, that's had over 2,000 views, which is incredible for me. I think that, well, it is my most viewed ever. And yet tutorials will sometimes only have 50 or 60 views, so that tells me the kind of content that people want to watch. And also I think people love all the new makeup release videos. I love to watch those, if I'm honest, and I love ones, you know, vlogs I love to watch, although I hear that they don't get so many views, and I don't think I'd be very good at filming them either. But I don't know, I just don't know. I'm at a loss where to go, what to do, if I'm honest with you, because I also feel like I don't want to be reviewing too many products, because I don't want people to feel like they're pushed into buying things and that, I'm constantly showing all the new. You know, I like sort of doing the inspiring you videos, and they've gotten me reasonable amounts of views. I think maybe doing 3 looks 1 palettes needs to go, because that is so time consuming though. Love that colour. That was Cheat Code. That's coming out really, really nicely on my outer kind of corners there. I think I want to do green into kind of blue. I think that might look pretty. There's only really 1 blue in this hella large palette, and that's that one, so I'm going to go into that shade. Oh, because it means they are very, very powdery. Oh no, that's terrible. There's literally no pigment there. No. Might be good for the shimmers, but I'm not going to use the mattes out of that palette. I'm going to go into this one and use 8-bit. I think this will be a lot better. See the difference straight away. Yeah, they're like really dusty, the Morphe shades. They just don't stick, and that's what Heather was finding in her video that I watched this morning, and I was like, maybe over this jumbo pencil they'll be better, but I think in the time that it's taken me to build up the green shade, it's kind of dried down too much to have enough tack to hold that blue. But I'm going to cut the inner part of my crease and use some of the shimmers that are in that palette, because they do look beautiful. I'm really liking this palette. I knew I would. Sugarpill just never do me wrong. I could do more colours and just end up with just a matte kind of rainbow and I'd be happy, but I want to do something a bit more intricate today. I'm going to go into that purple shade Player 1. I wasn't going to bring purple into the look, but I think the purple next to the blue will look really nice. So all I'm doing is just basically pressing the colours on and just basically tapping them to try and get the most pigment, which I was doing with the Morphe one, but I wasn't really getting anything from that. For that one shade anyway, but I just thought, as I want to try this palette as well, I think I'd prefer to use this one. That's a really, really pretty colour as well, that Player 1. These are coming out so beautiful. I'll do a look with the pinks and the oranges next time, I think. Beauty Bay have got the newer colours like the Valoria colour, which is like the purpley colour, and Arsenic, the green. They've got those back on their site at the moment. They're sat in my cart. I'd really love to pick them up before they sell out, because I just think Sugarpill have got such a good formula. Maybe that's what I should do. Sugarpill Sunday or whatever, or Sugarpill Saturday, and just only use Sugarpill but do different things with it. I could do so much, because I've got all the pigments pretty much, apart from Silver Lake, I think, the new one. But I've got most of the others. I've got quite a lot of their eyeshadows. I've got the little twin star palettes. I've got quite a lot to go actually. I reckon I might do a video like that at some point. What I am planning to do is do a bit of a shadow wing in black. So I've got the Creepy Cute out for that, but I'm not going to do that yet. So I'm going to cut my crease, and then I'm going to use that green shimmer, which looks beautiful. And I'm going to use that shimmer there, which looks white, but it's got a blue shift to it. I do really like Morphe shimmer formula. I think they do better for shimmers than mattes for sure. So I'm going to do the traditional cut crease with concealer and my cut crease brush. This brush is so good for cut creases. If you struggle to do cut creases, because it's got a point that you can get right into the inner corner, and then the rounded sort of shape of it. I struggle a bit because my eyes will wrinkle up at the top there, but shape wise it's really good, and it's flat enough and got enough surface to then be able to paint the concealer in. It's really good. I'm going in with the green first. Oh, it's a topper. It's just a topper shade. I thought that was going to be a lot more opaque. Okay. I'm having a hard time with this palette. I'm gonna use that one, and then I'll put that one on as a topper. That's a bit better. It's a lovely colour. I love the mintiness of that. That is really pretty. I'm trying to put it up into my crease up there as well, where I've cut the crease, and then just sort of fade it into that blue there. The other thing I've toyed with is stopping YouTube and going back to doing what I did with Instagram, because I used to really enjoy doing the looks for that, and I could still watch programs while I made the looks, and it took up a lot less time, but then I still felt part of the community. So let me know, guys, would you still follow me on there if you're a viewer? Things have changed a little bit. I've had to change my battery because, of course I did, because I never remember to do that before I start. This minty shimmer is really, really pretty. I think there's going to be enough colours in this palette to warrant the purchase. The reason I bought it, because it seems strange to buy it when I already got quite a lot of pastels already, but I thought it'd be great for crease colours that are pastel to go with sort of deeper colours, but I don't think it is now I've got it, because the mattes seem very chalky and not very pigmented at all. But some of these shimmers are really, really pretty. And I got a discount on it, so I only spent about £20 on it, so I think if I can get, you know, at least 4 or 5 shimmers that are worth having, then I won't feel too bad about it. I'm trying to get that to sort of fade off into that blue a little bit. It's doing fine on one side. I'm going to go back into that top reshade that we started with and then pack that on the top, just to give us a bit of extra sparkle. Yeah, that's working okay. So you definitely need a base shade if you're going to use those. They're a topper shade for sure. So I'm going to do the same thing on the inner part, where I'm going to use blue. I'm going to use that blue shimmer and then pack that white shimmer over it. We will make this work one way or the other. Yeah, so that's just a regular shimmer, nothing exciting about it. But I think when it's got that duochrome topper shade over the top, it's going to look gorgeous. Yeah, this could be worse, I think. I think we're getting somewhere now. Yeah, I think to really do the intricate kind of looks that I enjoy doing takes a lot longer than the time I've got for filming. You know, nobody would want to sit there for the amount of time it takes me to do these. Whereas when I was filming them for Instagram, I would take 2 hours and I'd be super precise, and I'd feel really proud of the looks that I created. I don't think the looks I create for my YouTube channel are nearly as good as I'm capable of doing. Like, I have to sit in like a really weird angle, like I'm sitting now, and like see in the mirror. I like to be able to like look down when I'm doing my makeup, and I can't do that if I'm filming. So there's just so many things that kind of stop me doing my best work. And I just think I enjoyed it more doing it for Instagram. Not that I ever got anywhere with Instagram either, to be honest. You know, like I haven't got that many followers there, but I just felt like I enjoyed it way more, I think. Okay, we're going into that blue topper shade now. Spraying that because it is very crumbly. I think from the Icy Fantasy I'm going to use, I'm not had the best time with it, but I think we're getting there. It's looking quite a nice look. I'm going to do the wing on the top, the shadow wing next, I think, and then finish my lower lash line. I think I'm going to go in with this brush. It's the Spectrum A17. And I'm going to use the shade Void from the Creepy Cute. And I'm just going to make a black shadowy wing with that. I want a bit of that green still to show below it. I'm going to take my time with that. Not being able to talk while I'm doing this wing, but that's one wing on. I'm just going to throw the other wing on and then we'll carry on with the video. For my lower lash line, I'm going to go with Black Core by Linda Hellberg. I think we need to ground this look out. When you've got so much bright pastels going on, I think black really helps to do that. And then for my lower lash line, I want to echo some of that green, so I want to bring the green down and then maybe into, I'll bring the green down and then into blue, I think. So I'm going to do the green in the outer corner and then the blue towards more the inner. You guys could see the amount of brushes and mess that are on my beauty table right now. I've used a different brush for every step of the process. This isn't going to show up as well on the bottom because I haven't put white pencil there. I'm just hoping I'm getting enough of that pigment to sort of give a hint of that green. I'm really beginning to feel this look. It's like, it's funny, I sat down and I was like so down about everything, and now I started doing this and I'm like, oh, maybe I don't suck at makeup and I am reasonably good at it. And we're going into 8-bit, which was the bluey one there. I'm just literally filling in that portion of my inner part of my lower lash that we've not put any shadow on. I love this drawn out sort of shape on me. Do you guys have a shape that is your shape that you like to do? Do you like more rounded shapes, cut creases, just your sort of typical blended looks? I'd love to know what you guys enjoy. I love this little palette, honestly, so good. I'm going to go in with the Hypnose Doll Eyes Mascara. I've been really enjoying that one. I've used it in my last video and a couple of times off camera prior to that and really enjoyed how it makes my lashes look. Very easy to get into the middle sort of your eye there where those smaller lashes are. And then sort of to flare out your outer lashes. This look would look great with some lashes that were really like sort of drawn out to that corner, I think. I guess to sort of end things positively, what would you guys like to see? And if you're a long-term subscriber, I'd be really grateful if you could drop a comment with some suggestions for me of what you think would do well for my channel, what you'd like to see on my channel. And I'm going to take all of that into account and look at it, and I might take a couple of weeks off of YouTube, and I probably will, and I want to learn more about YouTube and how it all works to see if I'm missing anything that I need to be aware of to kind of get my videos seen and feel like I'm putting the work in for a purpose. And I think it'd be great to learn more editing skills, so I think that's the answer really, is that I might take the time off for the rest of February. Might come back with my February haul because you guys seem to like seeing those. But pretty much have the rest of February off and figure out what it is I want to do and perhaps come back bigger and better, or perhaps not come back and decide to do Instagram instead. I'll still do makeup in some capacity because I love it so much. But maybe I don't need to share it with all of you guys. Maybe I can just do it because I enjoy it, and maybe that's enough. Okay, so that's the look to this point. I love this look. This is one of my favourites I've done in the longest time. I think it looks really cool. Right, might be about to ruin it because this is the lipstick I'm going to wear. But I just want to see what it would look like with this look. So that lipstick is the shade Motor by Melt. Wow, that one's dramatic, isn't it? That's a definitely lipstick on your teeth kind of lipstick though. But that's the finished look. I'm sorry today was a little bit like I was a little bit depressing. It's just kind of like my mood at the moment, and I just thought, you know, you just got to keep it real in life. You just got to tell people how you're really feeling. So I'll probably be feeling totally different this time next week. But as I say, I think it'll do me good to have a break and come back bigger and better, have some better ideas, and just, I don't know, like rebrand my channel a little bit, see if I can do something with the artwork for the beginning and the end, and just, I don't know, I've had the same look and feel for a year, so it'd be nice to just really change things up a little bit and just plan things a bit better and just make things better. And if I don't feel I can do that, then maybe I won't continue. So I just want to be completely transparent and honest with you. But if you've been a subscriber of mine for any length of time, or watched any of my prior videos, or even if you've made it this far in this one, then I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. It's been a hell of a ride doing YouTube, and I've enjoyed probably 90% of it, I would say. So it's hard work and it has its ups and downs, and it probably, I don't know if I'm strong enough mentally to do it, because it does play with like your mental health a little bit. And not that anyone's been cruel to me at all. I've not had a single hurtful comment at all in my comments, which, you know, is amazing really. But I don't know, just like when you think you're going to do well and then you don't do so well, and you just wonder, like, nobody around you is that supportive of what you're doing. I don't know, it just kind of takes a toll. And internally I'm just worrying that I'm kind of making a fool of myself. I'm too old. I don't know, there's just so much going through my head. So that's kind of how I'm feeling right now. And as I say, I'm going to take a break, probably for a couple of weeks, and then maybe I'll see you again. If not, then I will see you on my Instagram page, which is vinyl_beauty. So I'll always be over there. Always intend to keep that as like my record of the looks that I've done. It's a great place for me to kind of store them and look back on my progress. But yeah, I like the look for this one. So if you've got, I wouldn't bother buying the Morphe palette if you don't have it. I've never had so much trouble trying to make a palette work, but that greeny shade that I kind of concocted with the shimmer and then with that glittery topper looks really, really stunning, and I had nothing like that in my collection. I think the Sugarpill palette's well worth picking up. This lipstick, I love it. It looked great in photos. I don't know if I'll ever go out the house in it though. But anyway, that brings us to the end of the video, guys. Thank you for watching, and I hope you're having a lovely day or night wherever you are, and maybe catch you soon. Bye.